Hey. Whew. Today is a day. Today is a day. Happy Finesse Friday. Happy Finesse Friday. Okay, so we're talking about sex today. And we are talking about... I'm sorry, I have cramps like shit. So we're talking about men love sex, women love money. How do we cope? All right? How do we cope? We build relationships. Period. We build relationships. Okay, so let's just take a look at this. Let's take a look at the logical standpoint of this, okay? We know that men love sex. We know this. All right? I would be highly worried about a man who didn't want to have sex with a beautiful woman like myself and you. Okay? I would be highly worried. I would. And I would also note that because of sex, because of men loving sex so much, that's why we have us, beautiful beings here. If it wasn't for my birth father loving sex and having sperm and getting hard and all that good shit, then guess what? Guess what? I would not be here. Okay? And the car is smoking. I would not be here. You would not be here. All right, so with that being said, we ladies need to understand and we need to get with the program, get with reality that men love sex, and that's just what the fuck it is, okay? Men love sex. Now, where it is disrespectful is, yes, a man, when he first meets you, to say, oh, you know, I want to have sex with you. We got to realize, when we're online dating, these men are, most men are online to look for a hookup, to look for casual sex. It's easy. Most men, you guys got to realize, most men are introverts. Most men are afraid to approach a woman in public, let alone approach a woman in public and say, all I want to do is have sex. So what they do, they go online. It's the easiest out, okay? So we got to realize what we're up against, okay? So when you realize what you're up against and you read Hoe Tactics, then you will realize that in order to get to a man's pocket, you must go through his dick. And I don't mean to have sex with him. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you make him think and you lead him on to think that he's going to have sex with you. Oh, really? That's all? Yeah, that's it. That's why you got to build relationships. If you outright ask a man for money, he's going to outright ask you for sex. He has every right to. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? Oh, you got to give something to get something. You got to get something to give something. Whatever. We know it doesn't work like that because we are masterminds. Why? We're finessers. Why? We read Hoe Tactics. So we know how to go through his dick to get to his pocket. Talk to him till you're blue in the face and you make the ping ping go like this. And when you make the pee pee do this, he gonna give you this. Easy. Because all he thinks is, okay, well, if I give her money, then I have a chance to have sex with her. And I have a chance to because, I mean, you gotta realize, a lot of guys also are lonely. A lot of guys are lonely. So if we can be his confidant, we can be his therapist. Oh, baby, all I want you to do is just listen to me. Okay, baby, I'll listen. Put his ass on speaker and do your nails. Put his ass on speaker and do whatever it is you need to do. I did that to Tracy the other night. He was talking away about his job, and I put him on speaker, and I was over there doing shit, watching a movie, and then, you know, I would catch like the end of it, and I'm like, oh, baby, you're so brilliant. You'll figure this out. You'll be fine. It's okay. Like, men don't want you to solve their problems. They just want you to listen. They just want to be able to vent. Because as a man, men are not emotional, right? So they don't go venting to their boys. They go out drinking with their boys. They go out looking for women with their boys. They don't express their emotions. So that's why they come to us. And they come to us looking for that nurturing, that caring, that female essence. That's what you bring to the table. Duly noted. Okay? Duly noted. So that is what that essentially, that is just it. Like, We have to get comfortable with talking about sex with men. We have to get comfortable about exploring and talking about sex for ourselves as well. All right? Sex is a part of nature, y'all. Like, shit. A lot of y'all got kids. How the fuck did you have kids? How the fuck did I have my daughter? Sex! 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 We have to talk about it. These men love sex. We got to talk about it. We got to do the work. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. Work, 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 work. You got to do it. You do. Seriously. So, you know, so let me see. Let me see. All right. So look, situation, right? So me and Tracy, I am dating a guy named Tracy. Tracy lives in Virginia. I met Tracy on OKC, which is OkCupid. And it's so funny because I swiped on Tracy, and Tracy sent me a message saying that he's tired of players and scammers. And he said that he's getting off of all dating websites. And I mean, he sounded frustrated, honestly, y'all. So he was getting off all dating websites. He gave me his phone number and his email to contact him. Okay. So I reached out to Tracy, and you know, Tracy is such a funny guy. He has such crude humor, I swear. But you know, I'm the type of that person that I love like slick banter. I love slick talk. I love a man with a mouthpiece, because I have a mouthpiece too. But it's like I have like that sweet feminine mouthpiece, but I can like put an edge on it. Anyways, so Tracy, you know, he let it be known that he is not a sugar daddy or anything like that, which is fine. Anytime a man tells me that he's not a sugar daddy, that means he's a sugar daddy. I don't believe that shit. Just like we tell a man, I'm a virgin, motherfucker, I know you're not a virgin, stop lying. Like, it's a lie. It's a lie, period. Okay? Period. So, me and Tracy, you know, we hit it off really well. And, like, Tracy, he never, like, talked about sex directly, but he would make, like, indirect comments about me and my body and how he liked it, this, that, and the third. So, you know, I would be direct with him. I'd be like, so Tracy, what are you saying? You want to have sex with me? It's like, is that what it is? You want to have sex with me? And he would like, well, you know, I mean, you know, we all have needs. I'm like, absolutely, we all have needs. You have sexual needs, and I have needs as well. And he was like, well, what are your needs? And I'm like, you know, I love sex, you know, but I also am very sexual when I'm stress-free. I'm very sexual when I am able to be provided for, and I have a generous man that can, you know, provide for me, because at the end of the day, you know, you provide for me and I provide for you, you know. And older men understand this, y'all. Like, you got to realize older men know the game. Tracy is married, and a lot of the men that you will be in contact with, they've been married, so they know. Their wives probably went shopping all the time. They know. But because we're younger, you know, because we're online, they're a little bit more bold-faced with their shit. They're gonna be a little bit more risk-taking with their ideologies and trying to get you to have sex with them up front. So just realize that. Like, anyways, so me and Tracy went on our first date, went to Ocean Prime, y'all know that's my place, ran a checkup. You know, I did all the whole tactics. Like, I, you know, held his hand. I wish I could have sat next to him, but the booth that we were in, it was a 2-seater booth. It was like a 1-seater on each side booth, so I wasn't able to sit next to him. But so I held his hand. You know, we hinted, and I talked about sex at the table. Not like, it was kind of like those what do I want to say? Like those sex jokes that aren't directly talking about sex. Like, that's what I did with him. What else? So I made jokes about the place, and you know, it was just, I did everything that Hoe Tactics told me to do. So look up Hoe Tactics, look up first date, and Hoe Tactics, how to flirt, all that good stuff. That's exactly what I did with Tracy. All right, so let me do 3 minutes because I gotta run in Panera. All right, so after after our first date, you know, it was a formal date. Now, I did not let him choose that date. I chose that date, but he asked me to because he's not from this area. So I did choose it, and, you know, I told him that he would love it. And I kept making jokes at dinner because it was Ocean Prime seafood restaurant. And when he sat down, I was like, Tracy, you know I'm allergic to seafood, right? And he was like, he was through the roof. Like, and then I told the waiter, I'm like, do you guys, I'm allergic to seafood. And the waiter looked at me like, and I'm like, I'm just joking. I'm kidding. So, you know, I just made jokes, made him laugh, made it feel really comfortable. That's what we have to do, y'all. You have to make these men feel comfortable and make them trust you. I talk about this in building relationships. Like, in order to get money from a man, in order for a man to trust you and want to give you money because he trusts you and he trusts that you won't just up and leave him and scam him, that's what we have to do. We have to put in the work. Like, you just can't go asking people for money and think that they're going to give it to you and they don't know you from fucking the Virgin Mary. Like, from nothing. All right. And some of y'all can probably do it, but most of us ain't gonna be able to do it. I'm just gonna be real. Most of us ain't gonna be able to do it. Okay. So after me and Tracy's date, he tried to kiss me, and I, you know, right here, bro, right here. He paid for my valet and everything. He spoiled me. I think that check was like damn near $300. So our second date, we went out to the this like 80s style bar, which I knew he would love, and it was like a game place or whatever, and we play games there. Now, the second date, they say for you to dress sexy and, like, you know, try to go somewhere where you can dance and have fun, and, you know, maybe like dance on him, and, you know, just like a very like this one is about you showing like, you know, who you really are. So that's kind of like what I wanted to do with this place, because you can play pool there, and I'm actually pretty good at playing pool, and I did tell the story in the group, but for some of y'all are new, so whatever. All right. So I did everything that Hotaxic said, but we just were in a dance environment. So the bar, so we had fun at the bar. Unfortunately, the bar did not serve food, so we went to a Vietnamese restaurant that was right across the street, which was actually trying to be really, really nice. But anyway, so at the pool, we played pool. Me and Tracy played pool together, and, like, you know, with pool, you can act real sexy, and, like, you bending over, and, you know, you got the pool stick and all that. So, you know, I was doing, like, sexual innuendos, and, you know, just being like sexy, flirty, freaky, like, at the same time. Like, I would, like, rub all up on him, and I had on red lipstick that night, so I gave him, like, a big kiss on his cheek, and he had red lipstick on his cheek. Like, it was just so cute and so sexy at the same time. He beat me in all the games, but I actually played pool really well, but he beat me, so it's all good. I let him win. I told him, like, yeah, daddy, I let you win, just so you know. So that was cool. So after that, we went to dinner, and by that time, you know, I really had Tracy in the bag. And even though we had spoken on the phone, like, I had Tracy in the bag, okay? And at dinner, he started to talk about his family, and that's how I knew that I had him in the bag, because he started to open up. Now, mind you, I haven't told this man anything about my family. I haven't told him anything about, like, my situation, what I need from him. I didn't tell him about my child. Hell, that man don't even probably know how old I am. Like, I mean, I just had him so enamored with just the fantasy that he just didn't even think to ask me about this stuff. All right. So afterwards, he walked into my car, he paid for my parking, gave me a kiss on the cheek, and we left. So I was supposed to make a third date with him, but I actually canceled the date on the day, and I told him that my aunt was in the hospital and it was an emergency. So like, it just, I wanted to, like, grow the distance, which has been working. Okay, which has been working. So in between that time, Tracy was sending me money here and there for different things. I made up different situations. He's just been, you know, generously giving me money. Most recently, I did ask him for money to help me with my rent situation, and he said that he would have been able to help me, but some issues happened with his money. So, you know, I mean, that's just life. He has his own business, so it is what it is. I get it. But Tracy did allude to the fact several times that, you know, he does want to help me. He does want to provide for me. He does want to spoil me. He does want to pamper me. He knows exactly what I'm looking for. He knows exactly what I need. He already said, you know, we need to sit down and talk about your needs and all that good stuff. And Tracy has even claimed me as his own, and he thinks that I'm his girlfriend. Okay, whatever. I'll let him think that. So, you know, like Tracy, and like at dinner, I want to say at dinner at the Vietnamese, I did hold his hand. I did like caress his face and was playing in his hair and rubbing on his leg and stuff. So you have to play the part in order to get to the bag, ladies. You do have to play the part. It is a lot easier to me, in my opinion, okay? I'm gonna say it again, in my opinion, it is a lot easier to finesse men on the phone and in person than it is through messaging. But I mean, even though I can definitely finesse through messaging, but for me and the way I like to move, it is a lot easier for me to finesse in person. Okay, my NC boo, I've only met my NC boo in person twice. Only twice have I met him, and I have been through like talking on the phone and through texting. I've been able to finesse him to get him to send me money every month. So you can do it. And again, Chris, his name is Chris, and in North Carolina, Chris is married. He's the one who's the producer. He works for Wells Fargo. He's a level 5 engineer, which I think they make like upwards of $250,000. Even though he is married, Chris is a player like shit. But Chris was also in the military and he played basketball overseas. So Chris got money. Chris got money. He has money. Chris got money. All right. So yeah, me and Chris talk about sex a lot too. Me and Chris talk about a lot of sex. I've never even kissed Chris. The last time I did kiss Chris, the last time I went to North Carolina to drop my daughter off, because he lives right outside of Charlotte. And I did kiss Chris one time, and that was it. So I haven't had sex. I haven't even kissed Tracy, y'all, in the lips, in the mouth. I only let him kiss me right here on the cheek, and then I kissed him on the cheek. No, none of that shit. None of that shit. Tracy hasn't even touched me. Like, I think he like brushed my butt a little bit, and that was it. Like, he hasn't tried to like fill me up or nothing. Chris hasn't either. So you know, and then my scientist guy never talked about sex, even though all I got out of him was some tires. I was just over him. He's cheap. He's like really, really cheap with his money. He basically told me that, like, flat out. When he told me he's very analytical about money that purchases. That means that you're going to be analytical about every single thing that I want from you. Like, I don't have time for you to try and figure out whether or not you want to spend this money on me. So anyways, the point here, y'all, is that we need to build relationships in order to get money, and the only way to get money is through his dick. Read Hoe Tactics. That's all I can say. You have to read Hoe Tactics, and you have to apply this shit to life. Like, you can't just read words on a page and then think that it's going to come alive without you doing the work. You have to meet yourself halfway. You got to meet yourself halfway. Okay? So, let me go. All right, y'all. Happy finessing. If y'all have questions or comments, put it down below in the description. Comments. Shit, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's be about it. How about that? Let's talk about it, and let's fucking be about it. Let's be about it. Let's build relationships with these men. Okay? We're gonna finesse them, as Chanel says. We're gonna finesse them the right way. Yes, we are. Yeah. We're gonna finesse them the right way. We're actually gonna do the work, because nothing in life is free. Not even that money. You got to put in some type of work, some type of exchange. All right. Happy finessing.